In 2022, Thailand made history. It became the first country in Asia to decriminalize cannabis, a bold move that drew headlines around the world. What was once a criminal offense became a booming industry overnight. Dispensaries opened on nearly every block. Tourists began flocking in, drawn by the rare freedom to buy and use cannabis legally in a region where it's usually heavily restricted. But now, just 2 years later, that freedom may be coming to an end. Thailand's new government is taking steps to recriminalize cannabis, with a draft bill proposing to classify it once again as a narcotic. This would ban recreational use and potentially shut down much of the cannabis economy that has grown so rapidly. The proposed law would limit cannabis strictly to medical and health-related use and reintroduce criminal penalties for unlicensed possession or use. After decriminalization, the cannabis industry in Thailand exploded. Over 6,000 dispensaries reportedly opened across the country. Small business owners, farmers, and investors jumped in, many of them hoping to create a more sustainable, locally driven economy. The Thai Chamber of Commerce estimated that the cannabis market could be worth more than $1 billion annually. It also provided a lifeline to rural communities, with thousands of farmers growing cannabis as a new high-value crop. But despite the boom, critics say the process was poorly managed. There were no clear guidelines on recreational use, advertising, or age restrictions. The government removed cannabis from the narcotics list, but failed to pass a proper law to regulate it. As a result, what was supposed to be a health and wellness policy quickly became a legal gray area, one exploited by businesses and misunderstood by the public. Now, the new government wants to put an end to that. The draft bill would reclassify cannabis as a controlled narcotic, essentially banning recreational use. Only licensed medical professionals and health institutions would be allowed to prescribe or distribute it. Possession without a permit could lead to criminal charges once again. The government has cited concerns over public health, youth access, and what they call an out-of-control industry. Entrepreneurs, farmers, and shop owners who invested heavily in the cannabis trade now face an uncertain future. Many spent thousands setting up dispensaries or cultivating crops, only to find themselves potentially operating illegally once again. Some fear financial ruin, others believe the government's move is politically motivated and unfair to the people who helped build the industry. Thailand's relaxed cannabis laws became a magnet for tourists, especially younger travelers. Many dispensaries catered directly to foreigners, offering a cannabis experience rarely found in the region. But if the new law is passed, tourists could face legal risks for buying or using cannabis. Even unknowingly, this could also affect Thailand's image as a progressive, tourist-friendly destination. The proposed bill still needs to pass through Parliament, and it could face pushback from parts of the public and industry groups. Some are calling for better regulation, not a full ban. They argue that cannabis, if properly controlled, could still be a valuable part of Thailand's economy and culture. Others support the crackdown, pointing to concerns about teen use, addiction, and lack of enforcement. Thailand's cannabis story is far from over. What started as a progressive leap has now turned into one of Asia's most complicated policy reversals. With livelihoods, laws, and public trust hanging in the balance, the world is watching to see what happens next. This is Truth and Travel, where we go beyond the headlines to bring you real stories from around the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on travel, policy, and life beyond borders.